Thank you for tuning into my video. My name is Curtis, and I'm here today to give you a little background on myself and explain to you why I've decided to start my own YouTube video channel devoted to amateur astronomy. Of course, I'm an amateur astronomer myself, and like so many others, I got started in my youth. As a teenager, I was able to buy my very first telescope, a 60mm Unitron refractor, with money I saved from my paper route. And even though I lived in a very light-polluted city, I could still enjoy the views of the bright planets, the moon, and the sun with that telescope. As time went on, I found the pressures of school, high school, college, graduate school, really left little time for me to devote to the hobby. So I put the hobby aside, and it wasn't until 2008 that something spurred me to get back into the hobby. I bought my very first Schmidt Cassegrain, a Celestron 9 1/4 inch in 2008, and very quickly after I got involved in something called electronic assisted astronomy, and that's very simply explained as replacing an eyepiece with a camera. In those days we used video cameras, and you would take a very short exposure, anywhere from maybe tens of seconds up to a full minute, to view very deep, distant galaxies, nebula, star clusters in a way that you really couldn't see them just through an eyepiece. I really enjoyed that, and over the years I developed more expertise in electronic assisted astronomy, and I noticed a lot of folks asking on the online forums how they could get started and what they might expect to see with such techniques. So I decided to start my own website, californiaskies.com, which I initially devoted to helping people get started in electronic assisted astronomy. There I posted images taken with different cameras, different telescopes, and different conditions to show folks what they might expect to see in 10, 20, 30, or 60 seconds of an exposure. I also put links to the typical equipment that we use for EAA, and I even did some step-by-step guides on how to get started in electronic assisted astronomy. I also started a blog series where I'd write very detailed descriptions of some of the techniques and methods used in electronically assisted astronomy, and even some equipment reviews for equipment that we would use, telescopes, cameras, and so forth. As time went on, my interest in astronomy broadened, and I started writing about other aspects of astronomy on my blog series. I still do topics on EAA, but you'll see now many more generalized topics on amateur astronomy. And you'll see equipment reviews on a lot of different pieces of equipment that aren't specific necessarily to electronically assisted astronomy, including things like wireless routers, DC to DC voltage converters, and recently I did a series on solar generators to power our equipment out in the field. As I've gotten a little more time on my hands, I've decided that I should start a YouTube channel and really do some of the same things I do on my website. Equipment reviews, and just general interests of topics of interest to amateur astronomers, how-to techniques, and the so forth. So I will set up this channel and do many of the same things that I do on my website on the video channel. Now why do that? Well, I think no matter how carefully worded and how detailed I write something in the blog series on my website, some topics and some ideas are more easily conveyed in video. So I'll try to do them maybe on the website in a written form, and also some of those same topics on the YouTube channel. Now, let me talk about the equipment that I review and will review on this YouTube channel, which won't just be equipment reviews. There'll be how-tos and other techniques as well. Where do I get the equipment? Well, for things that aren't too expensive, like the wireless router or the DC to DC voltage converters that I reviewed already on my website, Those things aren't too terribly expensive, so I can justify buying 1 or 2 models to test out myself and sharing the results with you, as well as being able to decide which one I want to use. But when it comes to topics like solar generators, which over this last year I got interested in moving away from lead-acid batteries when I'm out in the field, and I wanted to do some sort of lithium power solution. So I got interested in the lithium-based solar generators, and I ended up doing a review on my website, and I also published a review in Astronomy Technology Today on 3 different solar generators. Now, there's no way I could afford nor justify buying 3 different solar generators. I would only need 1 solar generator at most if I decided that's what I wanted to use. So what I've been able to do over the years is to reach out to the manufacturers and explain that I would like to test out their equipment under astronomy use conditions and share that information and share those results with fellow amateur astronomers on my website and on the online forums, and as I said, in online and other types of magazines. Now, some decided no, they're not interested in working with me. Some don't even respond to my request, but I've been very fortunate that quite a few have decided that, yeah, sure, we would like you to test out our equipment and share your results with your fellow amateur astronomers. So some of them want the equipment back when I'm done testing it. Most don't. If they want it back, I send it back. But if I get to keep it, that's fine too. I can only use so many solar generators anyway. But I want to point out something. I don't get paid to do these reviews. Yes, I do get to keep the equipment sometimes, and you might consider that payment, and that's a nice thing. But I don't get any money from them. And the companies that send me their equipment don't have any input whatsoever into the review that I put on my website or the reviews I'll do on YouTube channels in the future. They, in fact, don't get to see what I have to say about their product until you get to see it, either on my website or now on this YouTube channel. Now, I don't want to waste my time looking at and testing out equipment that's going to turn out to be garbage, and I don't want to waste your time in reviews of equipment that isn't really going to be useful to us. So I do a lot of homework up front before I even ask a company if they'll send me their product to test. I do a lot of research on online reviews. I check the company's own website to pour through their specs and their explanation of their equipment. I've even looked on YouTube for other reviewers' YouTube videos and see what they have to say. Sometimes I even exchange information with them. I call them up on the phone if they have a phone number where I can reach them. I exchange emails if I can't reach them by phone. And in one recent case, I even toured a company's factory to see how they build the product that I wanted to review. So I do the best I can up front to screen out products which I don't think will be useful or of interest to us. But that doesn't mean that everything that I do test will turn out to be good. So far, they have, but if they're not good, I'll let you know. I'm not going to tell you they're good when I don't think they are. Also, even the products which I've tested, which work pretty well for astronomy applications, have their own pros and cons. And that's what I'll point out in these reviews. The elements of the product which are useful and well designed and work well for us, and then the elements of the product which could be better. In fact, in most cases, I feed back to the manufacturer how the product could be made better for our use case. And it's up to them whether or not they make the changes to make products better for us. So a couple of other things. I will generally try to make the videos like I try to make the blogs on my website targeted at someone who either has very little or no background in the area to an intermediate, someone with an intermediate understanding. Advanced folks might still find my videos and my website blogs useful, but I'm not trying to target the advanced user. One last thing, on my website and on the YouTube channel that I'm going to set up, I will put links to the products I discuss. And in many cases, those will be affiliate links, which means that if you use the link to purchase a product, in those cases where it is an affiliate link, I'll get a small commission. Now, I'm not going to make a lot of money off this, and I don't make a lot of money, but every little bit helps to help defray the cost of maintaining my website, my web domain, and even to help me pay for the cost of this video equipment that I purchased so I could set up the YouTube channel. Now, I'm not in this to make a lot of money, and I'm not going to make a lot of money from it. I do it because I enjoy doing this, I have a lot of fun doing this, and I really have fun sharing this with other amateur astronomers. That's why I've published an article in Sky and Telescope on equipment or cameras used for EAA back in 2016, and I recently published the article I mentioned before in Astronomy Technology Today on 3 different solar generators. I really like doing that, and I like writing about it on my website, and now I think I'll enjoy posting these videos as well. So that really is the reason why I do this. And if I make some money to offset the cost of doing it, so much the better, but if I don't, that's okay too. So I hope you will enjoy the videos I will begin posting on my website. I'm going to start off with a series of videos on power supplies, power solutions for astronomy, since that's been a lot of my focus the last year. And but I will branch out into many other areas. I will still talk about electronic assisted astronomy and whatever else, what other topics come to mind and interest me at the time. So I believe you can also subscribe to the channel, which I think means that if you subscribe, you'll get a notification whenever I post a new video. So I hope you enjoy most of the videos. I'm sure some of them will be better than others. I will do my best. I'm not a comedian, so I'm not going to try to make them funny, but hopefully they're not too dry either. So I look forward to making those, and I hope you look forward to watching them. Thank you.